Hey guys, Toast here. Welcome to another episode of Is It Over or Underpowered, where we dissect the least and most used weapon variants for each class in Battlefield 1, and discuss if the weapons are really that underpowered or overpowered, as well as what I believe DICE may be able to do to make the weapon fall more in line with others in the class. All usage statistics are courtesy of BattlefieldTracker.com, and are based on the amount of time spent using each weapon, not necessarily how many kills have been achieved with those weapons, though I should mention that the kill statistics do tend to strongly mimic the time spent statistics for nearly all weapons. I'd also just like to quickly mention that this discussion should be taken within the context of the weapons of the Assault class only, particularly the SMGs, as that's how it was analyzed, not against all weapons and all classes in the game. Today's topic of discussion is going to be the Hellriegel 1915 Factory variant, which historically has been the most used SMG for the Assault class starting just about a month after release, and maintaining its position on quite literally every single day since by a substantial margin. No single SMG comes even remotely close to its usage. Now we're going to make the baseline assumption that if all weapons were perfectly balanced, given that at the time this video is being released, including current DLC weapons, there are a total of 11 variants of submachine guns for the Assault class, theoretically we should be seeing around a roughly 9.1% usage time with each SMG. According to the actual statistics, the Hellriegel 1915 Factory variant is being used by anywhere from 40 to 50% of the Battlefield 1 community while running SMGs for the Assault class. In looking at its usage graph on the orange line compared to the Automatico M1918 Storm variant on the pink line, and the Automatico M1918 Trench variant on the bronze line, you can easily see that the Hellriegel 1915 Factory has quite literally blown the competition out of the water. Let's start with what we know about the Hellriegel 1915 as a whole compared to other submachine guns. We know for starters that all SMGs have the exact same maximum damage of 23, so potential damage at close range in particular boils down to rate of fire. The Hellriegel has a rate of fire of 650 rounds per minute, which means it fires faster than both the Ruby-Roll and MP18 by a full 100 rounds per minute. While the Automatico M1918 does fire faster by 250 rounds per minute, it also has a lower minimum damage and much faster damage drop-off than the Hellriegel. Speaking of minimum damage, the Hellriegel's minimum damage is 13.5, which puts it on par with the MP18, but lower than the Ruby-Roll. Where the Hellriegel easily outclasses the other SMGs though is that it has a 60-round magazine, which allows you to take out quite a lot of enemies before needing to be reloaded. It also has some of the best vertical recoil, but to counter that, very mediocre horizontal recoil, making sustained fire accurate enough for medium range but not amazing. The biggest shortfalls are that it does have an overheat mechanic similar to many of the light machine guns, the longest reload of any SMG, a low muzzle velocity of only 380 meters per second, mediocre hipfire capabilities, and mediocre spread. Now normally I would take a bit of time at this point in the video to discuss the differences between the variants themselves, but I'll only briefly mention them since the Hellriegel defensive in many ways feels like a completely separate weapon. In reality, because the defensive variant has an optical scope, a bipod, a larger magazine, but also nearly double the effective recoil, it plays like a very different weapon than the Factory, and frankly with the exception of the larger magazine, I personally believe that the Factory is better in just about every way when it comes to how it works within the class structure. Now to answer the question, is the weapon overpowered? It seems to me that based on what we've discussed, the Hellriegel 1915 Factory is severely overused, and I would say borderline overpowered. The weapon is very forgiving because of the large magazine and controllable recoil, and sure it's a great all-around choice for the class, but frankly there are aspects of other SMGs that'll win over it in most situations. At close range, the Automatico's pure DPS output can't really be beat. At medium range and past, the Ruby-Roll's higher minimum damage, faster muzzle velocity, bipod, and overall better recoil are going to serve it better, and the better spread, hipfire accuracy, and muzzle velocity of the MP18 make it a better run-and-gun weapon for not having to ADS to get kills at medium range. From a statistical standpoint, the Hellriegel is a good jack-of-all-trades weapon, and will obviously serve you well, but if you play to the strengths of the other weapons, you'll win over it in most situations. That said, you are capable of firing far too many rounds prior to overheating, and I think this, combined with the higher than average rate of fire, are what push the weapon to be borderline overpowered. So with that said, should any changes be made to it? Well, obviously based on what I've said, there are two things that I feel could be changed to make it a little less frequently chosen, which would be to decrease the rate of fire by just a little bit, say to around 600 rounds per minute, and then also have the weapon overheat sooner. This would give it much of the viability that it currently has, while better highlighting the MP18's mid-range capabilities, but still giving the Hellriegel a slight advantage in close range from a damage perspective to both the MP18 and Riburoll, without quite as much bullet spam. Now I want to know how you feel about the Hellriegel 1915 factory variant. Would you change anything to decrease its usage? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.